I'm covering today Cognizant result after Q2 2021. So you all saw my video on Cognizant and how it mishandled the employee story and how many employees they fired, and the ripple effect is still being felt by the company. And I will tell you the bigger story, which is very daunting for the company right now, and you will wonder what the mess company is into right now. But this video is dedicated to Saket Dhar, who has been pursuing updates on Cognizant all the time. So Saket, this is for you. So let's get into the Cognizant story. But before that, if you are still sitting on the sidelines and not subscribing this channel, please treat this channel as a bookmark or a PDF for you. Maybe you are not finding the topics in the bookmark relevant at that moment of time, but treat this as a future investment. Ultimately, you don't lose anything if you join this channel. That only helps me reach out to more people like you. So let us look at the Cognizant story, and which is very intriguing story, as I said. So Cognizant came up with its Q2 result on 28th of July, which is yesterday. And if you look at the broader headline numbers, they all seem to be doing fine. For example, if we look at the Q2 comparison, last year the company had about $4 billion in revenue, which has grown to 4.6 billion almost. Now if you look at the operating margin, it is also improving from 11.7%. And please remember, last year that quarter of June till June July quarter was very impacted due to pandemic. So, and on the cash flow side, the company, if you look at it, is under pressure little bit, but still the company has posted decent results. And if you look at the revenues quarter on quarter, you will find 4.4 billion to 4.58 billion now. So it is a bit of growth, but it is not doing exceptionally well. But still, because we saw company was under pressure in the last quarter, and it wasn't expected to beat the market, we still believe these are quite decent numbers at this size. So if company grows in this similar context, company will reach around $18 billion, so which is a good growth all the way. If we look at the revenue mix for the quarter, you will see that communication is growing. So that means telecom sector and media is doing pretty well. Financial sector contributes about 7.6% growth, which is a significant size if you look at here. So 1.5 billion comes from financial sector, and healthcare is doing very fine and the growing, you know why. And products and resources, this is contributing well. So financial services really is a backbone of a lot of IT companies. And if you look at utilization ratio for people in this sector, is remains high. So if you want to avoid being in the bench, probably this sector, you should target this sector. Most of the jobs are in this sector in IT. And if we look at the revenue coming from various geography, North America as always is leading that pack. Europe is coming back, the demand is coming back, and rest of the world is fine. Employee metrics, now this is here, you want to talk about this topic, I know, and I was keenly watching this. So on the employee side, as I said, the company is into a very difficult place, and people are coming and going out. So it's literally people coming and getting out. If you look at the last quarter versus this quarter attrition rate, you will be amazed to see the attrition has reached 31% in the company, and it is 29% voluntary and rest is involuntary. Look at this number which is coming from 21%. Do you anywhere do you see that kind of figure over here? They were all around 19, 20, 22 and 22, 23%. Always it has been high for last 4-5 years. First they chose to implement that policy, and now they are facing the repercussions from employee side. So it is a side effect of what they did earlier. So 31% attrition, 1 in every 3 employees leaving. But look at how much hiring they are doing. If you see, the attrition is spiking up, the hiring is even better. So a lot of you will get the interview, get the opportunity to interview in Cognizant for sure, and you will see this with this number, and I'm pretty sure that opens up a lot of opportunities. But that also tells you about what the hell is Cognizant into right now. And utilization is very important, because I remember some of you were asking me that company has 35-day work bench policy or bench policy. Now after that they start firing people. So if you see, while the revenue are growing, their utilization ratio for the laterals is coming down little bit. Okay, so while for on-site people it is pretty high, above 90%. For offshore people, like people who are working from India, it is 84%. So that means there is a fair bit of chance of getting into bench. So you should not be surprised. And comparatively, if you see their utilization ratio, yeah, their utilization is below Infosys, Wipro, TCS, all those big names. On the next year or this year guidance, if you look at, company is projecting to grow in constant currency terms around 9 to 10%. So that is a decent growth. So they are touching a 10% ratio at best in constant currency, while if you saw, the industry is growing big in double digits now. Infosys is leading that pack with 14 to 16% of growth. So that is very important factor. But look at this size, so don't rule out this company ever. The company could be facing a turbulent time, and the CEO, Mr. Brian Hampshire, even after about, I think, 1 or 2 years he has been into the helm, he has been not able to arrest or change the perception of the company. So that reflects deeply on his capability of or handling of the company's big asset, which is the people, manpower. And if people are coming in and going and using Cognizant as a stopover, that's a big problem coming in future. I hope the company recovers its grounds and gets to the right path now, but it is in a difficult spot. Do tell me, what do you think of the overall environment for Cognizant? And when you see other companies are now attrition, if you look at the attrition of other companies, TCS 8%, HCL 11% or 13%, Infosys around 15% or below. I think 13% is Infosys and 11% is HCL. Wipro is around 15%. So all the companies, Accenture is about 15-16%. All the companies, big companies, are around 15 or below. So look at the company called Cognizant. Do write me, does this whole analysis make you worried? What is your observation about the company? And if you are an insider, do you feel the stress in the company? Why people are thinking as per you? I will wait for your inputs, and will share some more insights on various other topics. So if you are first timer or not joining or have not joined yet, probably you should now.